Thanks for joining here, and it's awesome to be here. We're closing out the year. We're having a great conversation. We're going to touch on some things for 2024 and beyond, and exciting. And just to let you all know, like as you might hear in my voice a little bit, definitely hit with something. Had Thanksgiving and holiday with my family, and at some point, my family's the little kids, there was a lot of sniffles and whatnot, and so I think I picked something up, but I'm feeling okay. We're gonna get through this, and we'll get through it. So excited to have this. As we have this call, we are going to review a lot of stuff, but we always like to do this, to go through the list and go through everyone, have you introduce yourself, say hi, tell us where you are and what you're excited about for Founders Live in 2024. So we will go through this, and this does take some time, so we're going to get started with this. And the fun about it is you start to meet people. You see other city leaders, people right in exactly your situation, that are on another continent, that speak another language, that are leading Founders Live as well. So this is fun. First and foremost, we want to start with Luis, who is joining me in Seattle. He is in the headquarters here in Seattle. And Luis, go ahead and say hi. And before we get started here, I do want to mention we do have the chat. Thanks, Bala, for letting me know here. We'll make sure we'll clearly get to you. But hey, in the chat, feel free to post, say hi, post your LinkedIn. You all, this is city leaders. This is people. This is your family. All right. So feel free to share your information there. Post your LinkedIn or other links or whatnot where you are, and we want you to be able to share information. So, Luis, what's up? Hi from Seattle. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, Nick. I'm glad to be here, man. What a primetime week we had last week, huh? With all the championships and setting the finals for tomorrow. That's exciting enough for me. I am so looking forward to that broadcast. Almost 24 hours from now. So, but hey, for 2024, we have some huge plans. We have some amazing announcements, and man, I wish we could talk all about it right now, but we have very limited time. But guys, we have 2024 is going to be a great year. So it is time to get all prepped for that. So we're all set up for it. Thanks for being here.
Awesome. Yeah, like we're gonna touch on that a little bit. And with Founders Live, we basically just we take this end of the year, we look at the things that have worked, that we like, the direction, and evaluating everything around the world as well, and then we make shifts and adjustments. And the things that are coming down the line for 2024 are awesome. So excited about it. So we'll talk about that. All right, so let's go down the line here, and Bala, since we'll just make sure we'll get you out of the way and have you say hi, and then I'll make sure that we get everyone here to be able to say hi and where you are and what you're excited about with 2024.
What's going on, Bala? I'm down here in Dallas. What I'm excited for 2024 is David, Austin, and I have slowly figuring it out. Finally got someone who wants to who's actually good at posting on social media. So we're gonna get the pages going and everything, and get more action in there. And then you also got some really good partners toward the end of the year that said, "Hey, we'll throw some money into the event, make it better and better." We even found a stage guy who's "Hey, I forgot who said that the last time. Where they're they do all the stage stuff to make it feel like it's a game show." Yeah, someone said they could do that, and I was like, "Oh, sweet, for free." And I was like, "Nice." And so we're getting a lot of momentum. So we actually have some pretty cool places scheduled out that can accommodate what this guy offers. And with them, with JP Morgan, Silicon Valley Bank, and a few others sponsoring us, I think it'll turn out to be a really good event everywhere we go. And so we're excited for all that stuff and growing. And then the social media aspect of it, I'm social media inept, so it feels great that someone else is going to be there to take up a lot of that responsibility. And we're excited to see how much more we can grow with a more stable plan, because I think this year we kind of we're doing a month, we're actually just reacting to each month. And I think this time we're going to be proactive within each month. So it's going to be pre-planned, pre-set up, and all we got to do is just show up and make sure the right people are there, which is going to be exciting.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Bala. Good to see you. And a lot of great stuff coming out of Dallas. So yeah, thanks. Awesome. All right. I'm just going down the list, everyone, and we'll make sure that everyone can say hi. Shamu, unmute yourself, say hi, where are you, and what are you excited about?
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. My name is Shamu, all the way from Harare, Zimbabwe. Fresh off on the train and just trying to figure things out, just like get my feet wet and hit the ground running, I guess. And just trying to see how best I can keep the ball rolling from how Nick and the previous head were doing it, and just trying to see how can I take to the next level. That's just about it. But anyways, much love all there from Zimbabwe. Hi, everyone.
All right, Shamu, thank you. Yeah, good to see you, and we're excited to have you pick up the activity in Harare. Just had excellent work there for the last 5 years, and Oxy and Tadzoka moved on, and so you're stepping up, and we're excited about that for an awesome 2024. All right, so let's shift over to Europe. We've got Eric here. Eric, say hi. Where are you? What's going on? And what are you excited about?
I was trying to unmute myself. Hi, everybody. Eric from Amsterdam. As you can see, I'm driving, so I have to pause to be able to talk easily, so I don't have any accident. Our event is on January 18th, and we have a couple of in-kind sponsors that are sponsoring with food and etc. So that's covered. But I was just curious from the experienced ones, like what kind of letter do you send as a proposal to get as a sponsor deal, and what's the amount that you usually are charging? I saw on the website that you charge around between 500 and 750 USDs. To be frank, I think that's for us not enough, because we want to make sure that it's everything is covered properly, and then we have a great event where people are looking forward to join every time for the Founders Live. And then my second question is, do we need to have maximum of 5 startups pitching?
Awesome. Okay. Good to see you, Eric. And I have noted those questions down, and we're going to address them for sure. This is great. I'm glad that you asked those, and perfect time in terms of this call. But we're going to run through everyone. But we will have time basically at the kind of the end part of the hour. I've got these written down, and we'll address them. So
can I ask 2 more questions that's related to Amsterdam? One is when can we have the website for Amsterdam active, so we can add some information on that?
Yep.
And the second thing is the email address that you created on Google. Unfortunately, the link expired, so we couldn't activate it. So if you can reactivate that, that will be great.
awesome. I am noting those down, Eric. Thank you. Also,
thank you. Yeah, just on those are the questions, and I will see the answers later on.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Thanks,
good to
everybody.
see you. Okay, so we're gonna jump over to James. James Foster, what's up? Say hi. Where are you at? And we'll continue here.
Cool. So I'm James. I'm the Founders Live host here in Cambridge in the UK. As you can probably tell by the accent, not the US, although I did have someone sign up expecting to go to Cambridge in the US. I hosted my first event last month, so I'm still figuring it out, but I think the first event really went really well. In terms of what I'm looking forward to in 2024, so I think just getting into some regular rhythm. So I've got my next event booked in for the 25th of January, and I've also got a couple of other exciting events, one tied into Cambridge Tech Week here in the UK, and also there'll be another one where Nick's coming over to visit the UK, which should be quite exciting, and hopefully going to get 5 events next year. So yeah, still figuring it out, but definitely things are going well and some exciting plans for next year.
Awesome. All right, James, good to see you. Excited to head over there later this year, which we'll talk about. All right. We have Try. Try, say hi. You're over there in Indonesia.
Hi guys, I am Tri Wahyudi from Semarang City, Indonesia. Very excited to join Founders Live on October. And our first event for this live is about 13 December in Gracia Hotel in Semarang. We have collaborated and get sponsorship from the Polytechnic Engineering of Semarang. Actually, I have been presented about Founders Live program 2 until 3 partner potential, but the first our potential partner is from the Polytechnic. It's good. Everything is free for the member and for all of the participant, because the hotel, the food, and maybe another event is paid by the sponsor from the Polytechnic. And yeah, I hope our first event is great, have a good impact for the founders startup in Semarang City in Central Java. And in 2024, maybe we will very excited to make a bigger event, because in this event, maybe we start from 50 until 100 participants. In the next year, I hope get a better numbers of the participant, and maybe collaborate with other cities, because Central Java is very huge, more than 30 million people over there. So I think next event we will make a bigger and a more participant and more committed and more collaboration with another sponsor, or maybe university or something like that. Thank you,
Awesome.
Nick. Thank you guys.
Yeah, good to see you, Try. We're excited for Semarang and everything. So thank you. Awesome. All right, let's shift to we got Tom Youngman. Say hi, where you at, and what are you excited about?
Hi all, I'm based in Portugal, so I'll be creating Founders Live in Lisbon, starting in January, hopefully, is the target. So super new to this, trying to get a venue currently, but fantastic to be here and looking forward to seeing you, Nick, on event 2 is the plan.
Yep, so good. Thank you, Tom. Good to see you, and keep working at that. You're doing great. All right, we're gonna jump over back to the US. TJ, say hi, where are you at, and what's exciting?
Hello, everyone. My name is TJ. I'm in Bellevue, Washington, right next door to Luis and folks in Seattle. Looking to take over Bellevue starting next year. I have an eye on February 9th for our first event of the year in that city. I think that's a good day just before the holiday, but not on the holiday week. Really excited to be here. Happy to be part of this movement. Look forward to working with you all directly or indirectly. And seeing a lot of you next week, because I'm planning on being there in Seattle for the big event they've got going on Thursday.
Awesome. All right, TJ, good to see you. Yeah, Bellevue, for anyone that is not aware, it's kind of our sister city there. And as we continue to grow, we now bring on TJ there to run Bellevue. And we also have Seattle. So that's really great. All right, we've got Kamara, what's up? And then Mark, after that, we'll go down to Florida there.
Hey, what's up, Founders Live team? Nick, Luis, good to see you guys. So I've been at this, I think, for a few months. I don't know, when did I start? May? May or June. It's been really great. We've got a good following here. So we're really excited. We try to do generally a monthly cadence, so 3 months on, and then I partner with Mark, who's a neighbor in Fort Lauderdale, and help promote his events that he happens to have. We're looking forward to continuing the momentum. We'll be back in January for the next Founders Live Miami.
Awesome. Good
Hello,
to see
everybody.
Yep, good to see you. And Mark, what's up?
Hey, what's up? So hello, everybody. Mark from Fort Lauderdale, and I'm really excited about our next event, which is going to be on the 12th. And thanks to Kumara, we've been doing the back and forth. So we're supporting each other, which I really like, that kind of collaboration that we have between the two cities. So what I'm excited about 2024 is that we're looking at expanding the team. We're getting some virtual assistants, so we're gonna, have a more consistent marketing effort. And also we're looking at getting some sponsors and making sure that, we have enough funding to kind of get the events at a level where it's really a happening, not just, a regular event, but something where, we have the food, the music, the DJs. So that's a plan for 2024.
Awesome. Well, good
It'll
to
be a
hear,
party.
Mark. Yeah, awesome. Good to hear, Mark. And just what you've all done there, especially down there in Florida, you've got a good cadence. That's great. Now it's about, kind of growing that audience and community. So both of you, done a good job on getting that cadence going. All right, we'll go to SJ, and then we'll do Mutsa, and then Moo.
Well, hello, regardless of your time zone, how appropriate this is for this kind of a Zoom. I'm SJ, the last name's Baraconi, and I am in the Midwest of America, Midwestern America, in the state of Ohio, specifically the metro area of Columbus. Approaching my third year here rather quickly, time flies. And I will tell you this, what am I most excited about? I kid you not, I'm not taking this for granted for a second, because things constantly change. But all of my events for next year are already booked, and 3 of the dates and the locations thereof have also been confirmed. And as Luis knows, that was always a little bit of a challenge in the first 2 years. So that is really cool. Thank you.
Wow, look at that, everyone. That is that I can tell you right now, and we'll cover this a little bit in the conversation, but that is awesome, SJ. And to get your events in the calendar, plus have those locations really in motion, if not booked, you're doing a great job. So that's a great model for everyone to really look at. So thank you, great job. All right, we're gonna go to Mutsa, then Moo.
Hi everyone, I'm dialing in from Zambia. I'm kind of looking forward to kind of just hosting my first event, which has been challenging to kind of do this past few months as well. I think mainly because I'm also new to the country and also just trying to figure out the dynamics of how everything works. It's just been a bit chaotic, but I've managed to partner up with a hub. They're called Impact Hub Lusaka. And we're kind of partnering together to kind of look for sponsors together. So I'm kind of just looking forward to see how that carries on, and hoping to just get sponsors in terms of the funding that we need to kind of carry out the events. So yeah, that's basically it.
All right, Mutsa, great job. Again, as you heard, some of the themes here around, just finding that venue, that is really the key thing, and you're working on that. So great job. We're excited to see Zambia continue forward. And all right, so we have Moo, and then we'll give a shout out to Sam real quick.
Hey guys, what's up? This is Mo. I do represent Founders Live in Cairo, Egypt, and we run 3 successful events, and the 4th one is coming very soon. So we managed to build momentum here, and then everyone is very excited about Founders Live, and everyone wants to join and pitch and give 99 seconds pitch. So,
well, hey, Mustafa, good to see you, and just give we hope everything is okay in your part of the world, and you're staying safe, and understand that so there was an event that was in place, and then we had to cancel it or adjust it for certain reasons. So stay safe, stay strong, man.
All right, thank you, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and then we'll give a shout out to Sam. I know Sam, you posted in the chat that you're you are doing some, you're listening and you're doing some things. So we just want to give a shout out to Sam in San Diego, in California there. Thank you so much. You got moving with a great first event, and obviously some more coming soon. So great job. All right, everyone. So Luis, I just want to, as I bring up some slides here, anything stood out there that you want to maybe double tap on?
Well, how can I ignore SJ with the planning there and getting the events on the calendar? That's such a huge theme. We say a lot that it's easier to plan more events than fewer. Not that it requires you having many events. It's just a matter of getting them lined up, putting them on the Eventbrite, picking a date. If you got to change the date, if you have to change the venue, that's fine. But just keeping that the plate spinning, or the balls in the air, however you want to do it. It makes it easier when you have so much set up in advance. And then it's this forcing function for you too, as a leader, to just make sure that you've got that thing out there. You're already pre-committed, you're publicly committed, and then you just get those founders lined up. And it just happens. It's so much better than just starting from scratch every 3 months, which can, we all know how things get. Sometimes things get in the way. So you find those openings to do the schedule, you're setting yourself up well.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. And well, that'll be a little bit of thread here. So Luis, monitor, just put your eye on any chat. As I made this full screen, I don't see the chat on here. So just monitor that and speak up when you see something that there's a question. But everyone, this is prime time season. And if you all aren't familiar with prime time, it's okay, and maybe you're new or whatnot, but Founders Live Prime Time is our global tournament. It's our celebration that happens at the end of the year each year. And this makes more sense when, as you've seen with a lot of, as you understand when you come on to Lead Founders Live, what do the winners get? Well, obviously we have a winners package and a presenters package with just goodies and things that are helpful to the founders. And but the winners of your events go into a qualification for Founders Live Prime Time. Prime Time has it's our 5 regions of the world. That's North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And then the thing is, we have throughout the year, we have hundreds of events, okay? And, your city might have 4, 6, 10 events a year. And those winners, we can't have all the winners because we actually have 5 representatives from each region of the world. So they go into qualification throughout the year, and we end up with the 5 from representing your region. And so this is our Primetime Global Finals. It happens tomorrow. Luis, if you could drop in some links and some information into the chat,
sure.
just so they have it. Even if you just go to founderslive.com/primetime, you'll be able to see that information. But, we had our Primetime experience a couple weeks ago, which was great, from Latin America, Europe, Asia Pacific, North America, and Africa. And you see that these are the finalists that are now going to compete tomorrow. We're really excited about that. It's a live stream event. It's seen on YouTube or LinkedIn. All we ask for you to do is show up if you can, and be supportive. That's it. This is, we have visions of prime time and this experience becoming more predominant, where we're actually bringing our community together in stronger ways. Down the line, that's something that we're excited about. But we're even excited just to have a actual, how crazy is it that, Founders Live is big enough where we actually have this global experience and actually take the winners, put them through a process. We end up with the top 5 for each region. And then we have a global competition. The winner, the prize of this tomorrow, is a total of $10,000 value. There's $5,000 cash and we're putting that up from ourselves. We had a partner that didn't work out, and so we want to support startups and founders, and so we're putting 5K up for that, and then also a trip to Seattle for to come join us, meet our teams. Obviously TJ's here now, but meet the Seattle Founders Live Seattle team, be able to kind of hang out with us for 3 days and be a part of our Founders Live Seattle event. And so we're just tossing that out there saying, hey, we'll fly you here, we'll bring you here, let's hang out, show you around the city and all of that. So that's what the winners get. We're excited. We just ask for you to hang out, support Founders Live if you can. That is it. It's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Tomorrow being Wednesday, the 29th. Now, depending on where you are in the world, just you need to take a look at what time that is, but it's a 9 a.m. Pacific time event. Pretty excited, and this is just the big things for 2024, and we just want to share these with you for you to understand what's up and what's going on. And some of these you'll see a lot more marketing and information around, but these are the big things that are happening going into next year. And then Luis, feel free to after this, and we can chime in and we can take any questions or whatever on this stuff. But just for you all to know, the brand Founders Live, as you run Founders Live events in your city, there is a global brand as well, and we do things on this side in terms of just kind of the global brand stuff. And so our next Founders Live Athletes event will be happening in Las Vegas during the Super Bowl. We're pretty excited about that. Founders Live Athletes is really this new thing that's kind of come about. We've had 2 events already that are focused on former professional athletes that have now turned entrepreneurs. And we have a big event. We actually have some discussion around the topic of the athlete, especially when their career ends, there's a struggle and a challenge of them, kind of moving into their new life. And a lot of them, they invest and they create companies and they become entrepreneurs like we are. And so we celebrate that, and it's really great. And so we had our first ever event a year ago, or, the Super Bowl that happened in Phoenix in February. And our next one is at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. And so if any of y'all gonna want to go to Vegas and kind of hang out and party with us and go to the event, feel free. But it's going to be very exciting. We then have our pitch challenge in March, and the pitch challenge is actually essentially it's a virtual pitch competition where anyone in the world can submit their pitch video, basically take on the challenge. The challenge is, can you create your 99-second pitch, record it, and then accept the challenge of when it starts, it's about 2 weeks long. Can you get 99 or more people to view your pitch and vote for you? And so we actually break our regions out. We have North America, Latin America, Europe, Africa, and Asia, and they basically have 2 weeks, and all the participants, it's a pitch competition in that way. And each time someone watches their video and then clicks vote, the vote button, they get counted as a vote, and we tally them up and we take the top ones and we move them on into prime time as well. And it's really exciting. What this does, the pitch challenge, is really opening up the kind of Founders Live opportunity to people that aren't in Founders Live cities. There's an opportunity for them to build their pitch, put it together, actually get it out in the world. And then we have this unique way for that competition to happen there. So we're excited about that. And then my Europe tour happens April through August. Next slide, I will review that. But I am going to Europe. This last year, I went through South America and the Latin America countries. It was amazing. This year, it is Europe. I am coming over there, so it's going to be very excited. And a lot that's going to happen through that, a lot of content. I'll touch that in a second. And then we have Primetime 2024. So we literally, this is now 12 months ahead, and we anticipate that being a bigger prime time, and maybe even involving you all more as city leaders as well. So we just these are kind of the high level kind of tentpole things happening through the year. This obviously doesn't necessarily involve any of your cities. I mean, in the sense of just continue as forward, but we want to let you know that this is the map for my travel. It is pretty intense. I'm very excited about it. Most of those cities are Founders Live cities. We're working on some to line up some new city leaders to get things going, but absolutely excited about it. And you know, if one of those is your city, I've probably already talked to you about, you know, how we're going to have that event. But with that, those dates correlate to when I'm in the city, and especially we'll have an event in that city during that week. And it's going to be it's about a total of 20 cities, if not more. This will shift a little bit in terms of, you know, like when you look at London, of course, I'm going to go visit James in Cambridge, and in addition to, you know, London with Seven and, you know, his crew, but, you know, Amsterdam, I might jump into some of the other cities surrounding. But if you look at that, that's the calendar. You'll hear a lot more about that next year, but just know one thing to know is I will be traveling from April through kind of August. And that does not mean I will not be available and working. I typically work, for sure, dial in and work on these, but pretty exciting stuff. If you find yourself heading in this area of the world during that months of the world of the calendar, let me know. Would love to have any of you join us and have fun in those cities. So I'll pause here, Luis. We're going to talk about this and really looking at scheduling your next 4 events, but just any thoughts or anything that we've covered to this point, and any questions that we want to address on this?
Yeah, if anybody has questions, please ask. You know, this is a real general overview. We actually even have some more things for 2024 beyond that. There's a way that we're kind of reflecting the mechanics of the pitch challenge to involve the fans, because not everybody's a founder in the audience. You might notice there's a lot of supporters, a lot of people that just like to be part of the whole vibe. We're looking at ways to get them involved in an online kind of setting as well. So like everybody feels included, everybody has fun, and we can really rev up our global community here. So that's kind of an unannounced highlight for me. And then too, the pitch challenge is probably a biannual thing as well. You notice we did this last year, just finished one in September that went very well. And so we look to do that twice a year to really get the prime time stoked up for fall.
Just on that note, everyone, to tie things together, you'll look at right here, Primetime 2024, that can and should include your founders who pitch and win at your events. But let's take that back and move to that pitch challenge. Yes, like I kind of saved some space, but basically we're going to have a pitch challenge in March and then a pitch challenge in September, or actually probably October. And those involve your winners. That's basically the qualification. So we have 2 times a year that if they win your city, that's why this is important, that you have your events throughout the year. We want, you know, we'll touch on these quarters in a second, but those pitch challenges, and again, I just didn't not list the one for October, but that's where your winners have an opportunity to get on the global stage. Okay. That's how this all ties together. Things that happen in your city then can kind of filter up into, you know, region and the world. And only if, you know, your winners understand, you know, you're presenting them the winners package, which has the information in there for them to step forward and get into the system for primetime is of big importance, right? That's why it's really, really important. So we really, I would say the big thing for this conversation is please schedule your next events. Okay. We encourage you to look at the year in kind of 4 quadrants. Those are quarters. That's the way that works for the 4 quarters of the year. And, you know, looking at okay, you know, having your event, which month of each quarter are you going to have your event? And look, some cities, we know that there's some challenges on getting, you know, the date and the venue and all that. But, you know, first of all, you know, you are hurting yourself and your city if you don't schedule and publish your next few events. The cities that are incredibly successful, and we actually touched on this in one of the last calls for the city leaders, is the most successful Founders Live cities are planning out their, literally, like you heard with SJ, They're all in the calendar. Even with the venue, we've communicated with them and we've got commitments already. So do yourself a favor, do your city a favor, and actually write out your year. And, you know, if you're just doing one event per quarter, that's great. If you're doing two, maybe you're doing every month. We have cities that do every month. Write out when that is. This is how it all works. This is how I launched Seattle, the first city, and made it so successful originally, was I just mapped it out, put some effort into it, and was never feeling like I was behind the ball. Then 3 months goes by, 6 months goes by, 9 months go by, and there's no event. And this is something that, you know, fortunately or unfortunately, we're not going to, you know, deal with anymore. So, and I'll touch on that in a second, but, you know, please schedule your January event now. So if you, it's basically looking at January or February, you must get that in the calendar. And if there is a challenge, if we're not seeing cities scheduling a January or February event, which basically means you're starting the year off really well, you're getting that in motion, you know, we're gonna have some problems, and we might have to make some shifts, because what we've also seen is, you know, if you're not coming out of the gate with an event, you know, in that first part of the year where there's a lot of energy and activity, it just ends up not happening. All right. So we ask you to really look at, you know, and we've heard even today, talking with venues, we're looking at that. Great. Keep talking with that. And keep talking with those venues and getting those commitments, and schedule your January or February, your Q1 event, and get those dates and venues lined up now. We will remove city leaders. So this is like to kind of do the sandwich thing a little bit. This is the negative part of everything. We'll get back to the positive here in a sec, but you know, going forward, starting next year, you know, if we're not seeing cities being consistently active, and if you had not had an event in the 3 months previous, and the city's quiet, we haven't seen anything for a while, you know, we're going to remove the city leaders, and we're just going to go to bring on people that are ready to bring in activity and do that. And, you know, that's just where we're at now. And, you know, we don't want to do that. Everyone here on this call, as well as anyone watching this, you know, we care about you as city leaders. We appreciate your activity and your leadership. But the thing is, you know, a city leader really does one main thing, which is organize and run the events in your city and community. And community is built through consistency and frequency. A community really can't be built if there's an event once or twice a year. But if an event is happening every 3 months, maybe every 2 months, all of a sudden there is community, because people are engaging, and we're having these events, and we're celebrating the founders, and it's growing. So that's what we asked for. And we will remove city leaders who are not in the active status. And that's just something that just know going forward. And, you know, if you do come into challenges, just reach out to us. We ask for communication. And I understand that life happens. Okay. That is the way it is. We understand that life happens. We're very very understanding of, you know, situations, like, for instance, like in Cairo. So Mustafa, we talked about that. They literally, like, things are happening in the city and he had to reschedule his event. Okay. But there's communication there. He did a great job of communicating with us. So, Luis, do you have some thoughts real quick? And then if there's any questions, we can address them. And I do want to make sure that we get to some of these. We're going to save about 15 minutes for the group questions that were already submitted.
Yeah, I think the key thing there, well, there's a lot of key things, but one thing is about the communication. If you're having difficulty getting your event going, just talk to us. You know, going dark is rough for everyone. Really, you know, yes, the events are central to your community. If you're a city leader and you're not having events every 3 months, it's just blocking the opportunity for people to have this thing. And you know, if you need help, if you need partner, if you need any kind of assistance in making this happen, let us know. We can help. We really just want to make this thing happen. It's not about like trying to like make you do something you don't want to do. If you're done, let us know that too. Just, it's all good. We just want to keep things rolling to support the founders in your city.
And, you know, to follow that, you know, it is important to come back to, okay, the reason we're doing this and the reason you're doing this. I mean, that's always like you know, it's important to double, triple, and quadruple check, you know, okay, like why am I doing this, and what the value that that the value to yourself as well as your city, and more importantly, we Founders Live events are to build community, but also showcase emerging talent and entrepreneurs in your city. You are opening the door for great things to happen and to get exposure. And for those founders that have chosen to pitch, their lives change in some ways, and maybe some major ways. If an event doesn't happen, founders are not moving forward and being successful in your city. That's just a fact. So, you know, there is an aspect of this that, kind of to go off of what Luis said, if you're not in a position to continue in leading this, just let us know and we will find other leadership. But what we care about is very much the success and growth of entrepreneurs around the world in all the cities. And if an event is not taking place, these people aren't getting additional opportunities to have exposure, have connection, build confidence, and move forward and be successful. So that's really what Founders Live events are for. And so again, if you know that, just so you know that. Yes, Komara, there is a question. You know, she mentions like, can I guess the best way to answer this is yes. If you have a potential sponsor conversation happening in your city, feel free to reach out to me. You can bring me into conversations and calls. We just need to schedule it appropriately. But yes, like use me, and you know, even Luis, if you want to, but use us to, if you feel like that would be helpful to close your sponsor, absolutely, because that's clearly what I want as well. So that's the answer is yes. You just need to check with me so that we can make sure it gets scheduled appropriately and all of that. But yeah, I would love to join. I mean, it's fun. So calendar.founderslive.com is actually, if you go to that URL, it's basically a form, and that allows, this is not required in the sense, but anyone that fills this out, you're telling us internally, here's the dates that we've chosen for the event. Here's our future dates. And, you know, we encourage you to use that. And what is helpful to us is when we see that come through, we actually, you know, we can kick an event page up for, especially if this is your first event. You submit that and you're saying, hey, here's the date of the first event and maybe the second event. We can get event page going for you very quickly. So please fill that out if you can. You know, if you're kind of running and it's just like kind of automatic, you're not needing that, that's fine. But the internal calendar form is very helpful to us to kind of know what's going on. And as you've like planned your year. So with that, we'll address questions here. And I want to leave, you know, 15 minutes here for group talk questions. And first and foremost, we, you know, Eric had some questions that, so in terms of, I noted these down here. I'm just going to kind of run through them, and then we can, Luis, you can add and we can talk about this. But let's hit the maximum of 5 startups first. So yes, there is a, you know, our format, which you can see in the playbook. And Luis, if you can like drop in the link to the playbook in the chat, just so people, you have it, but you all know where the playbook is, and you got to reference that as well. But in the format of the event, we say it's up to a maximum of 5 startups. And why is this? Well, it's important to understand that if we didn't have a maximum, then, you know, what I've noticed with human nature is, people, they'll say, oh, we'll just have 6. Maybe we'll just have 8, because we, you know, we want to help out all the founders. The thing is, that becomes, you have 8, you know, pitches, and people start forgetting what the first one was and all of this. So, you know, from day one, the format has always been 5 or at max, just because it's a good format. 5's a great number. It's a perfect amount of time for your event, and you're respecting your audience and people that are in attendance as well. And hey, maybe if you only get 4, we have, every so often events just they have 4 founders because like literally the day of the event someone dropped out. Cool. Not the worst thing in the world, but 3 is probably the least amount of is definitely, 3 in a pitch competition is probably the least that you can have. If you only have 2, it becomes pretty awkward in the sense of, okay, there's only 2 pitches and then we're voting for the best one. So yes, so in terms of startup, if you have more than 5 requesting, well, that's a good thing in the sense you're just building a list that then you can go through over time. All right, so just make sure you're going through the interest list and all the you're building your own spreadsheet of like, here's internally, like here's the ones that have requested. And the key is we want you to choose them at least 2 weeks before your event. Yes, you're choosing your 5 2 weeks before the event, so you're giving them enough time to prepare. Okay, if you're choosing your final 5 like literally 2 days before your event, and then you're emailing them and saying, hey, you've been chosen to pitch at Founders Live, here's some information to get prepared, they only like, you're not setting them up for success. This is a bigger deal, especially for someone that's never, pitched in front of people before. You want to give them adequate time for them to prepare their pitch, to work through it, to go through the, pitch prep stuff, all the perfect pitch package that we have. So please, like, if you can, choose them 2 weeks, if not at the very, very minimal 1 week, to give them at least 7 days to prepare and practice and do that. So that's important. All right. Then you asked about so a sponsor letter, and some questions that come up around sponsors. In the information that we send you, there is information in there around there's an overview deck that we have that you can use, as well as there's a local sponsor, kind of the Founders Live local sponsor one-sheeter, right? And these are just kind of handoffs, like one-sheeters or slides. If you need a letter, now we don't have a formal letter that we send. We provide all cities because countries and cities operate a little differently. Okay, if you're requesting something unique, we can help you create that. Okay, so if you have a specific question on, hey, in the United States, we don't submit an official letter to then get a sponsor. Typically, it's just kind of negotiated, and you send them an overview slide deck, some information, the pricing. So that's just something very important that if you don't see information and materials in the information that we sent you as a city leader, just ping us, like send a quick question and we can get you some more stuff. But I'm not sure about an official letter like that. That's just something that we can kind of put together. We do have a basic agreements that we have templates for, but that's kind of after you've negotiated and maybe even like, hey, let's sign this agreement. It's a sponsorship agreement that details out the amount, the terms of the sponsorship and all that. We do have templates for that, so you can find that as well. But if you don't see something in the city leader information that we've sent you, just kind of ask us and we'll help you put that together. Luis, this is kind of one for you, is the area on the website for, Eric mentioned Amsterdam, but, can you speak a little bit about how we want to go forward with the area, like basically city level area information on the Founders Live website?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's really exciting, guys. There's I tested this with a few key cities this past year, doing a founderslive.com/London or /Cairo. And, it's a way for you to have kind of a homepage for your own city, feature your team, feature founders from your city, feature a sponsor, show off a little bit about how it all started. And it even has a section for blog entries if you want to post updates on your event, some highlights, whatever. Basically, it's your capability to have content around your local city or for your local audience and for whoever else wants to find out about it. if you're interested in that, yeah, you can let me know, and I'm eager to set something up for you. We just, get it's pretty easy once it's all going. There's a simple format of things that I need, and then you can just send me your content updates and any changes to your like spotlight block. Have a look at founderslive.com/Cairo or /Spokane or /London, and you'll get the idea. So you can contact me if you want to get in on that. Otherwise, we'll be sending out the details pretty soon for everybody else to open this up more broadly.
Yeah. And I would say on that topic, one of the main initiatives for next year is really around content and content from the community. And here's the coolest thing, everyone. And I just want to I guess, reiterate or encourage you to understand, we're not even really requesting this, and or it's kind of unprompted, but when you have people pitch and participate at Founders Live, definitely that day, that night, a couple days afterwards, there's incredible posts that people literally unprovoked are posting about their experience with Founders Live. And we want to, it's just amazing. And we highlight those, we push them out. Hey, we see a lot of city leaders actually do this. So we encourage you to write about or share your thoughts and experiences, a picture or two, share some thoughts. LinkedIn is really starting to get busy with awesome Founders Live content. We want to see that continue to grow. And, tag us on socials and all that, and use the hashtag Founders Live. Pretty simple. And share your experiences and encourage the founders that are pitching and people in attendance to share. It's starting to happen really, really great. And so we're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to encourage a lot more of that going forward in this next year to 2 years. So thank you all for posting and sharing your experience, but feel free to do it more. We're excited about that. Any other questions, thoughts? Feel free to unmute. I'm going to stop sharing my screen actually, and feel free to, anything else. We're kind of coming to the end of the hour here. This has been great.
Yeah.
It's awesome to see you all.
Yeah, I do have a question. This is Mark from Fort Lauderdale. As you know, or some of you may not know, South Florida has been named as one of the tech hub for climate resiliency by the federal government.
Nice.
So that means that there are a lot of resources, a lot of funding coming our way. And I know that this is part of the Founders Live credo, that, the environment is part of it. So is there anything planned for 2024? Earth Day is coming in April. Are there any kind of collaborations possible? Because we're going to get resources in South Florida that we can really work on some exciting things down here as well.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, this is a good thought. The short answer is we'd be very interested in yes, we'd be interested in figuring out what could happen. Hey, maybe there's an event in South Florida that we focus much more on the climate or whatnot. Typically, Founders Live events aren't themed, but I say typically, meaning there's room for that. And but this is something that we will look at on a further deeper level. But we'd be interested in talking with you further, Mark, on if you can maybe help organize, maybe you and Kumara kind of team together on something that in April has more of this theme. Sure. And if we can bring in some resources and partners, that makes sense. I can say that we don't have anything on a global stage at this moment, just because the train moves pretty fast. So I'm not sure we would do something on a global stage, but something that could be oriented in the Florida region, we'd be very interested in that. Yeah.
All right, great. So I'll reach out to Kumar, and then we'll work on some sort of one sheeter, like a little proposal, to see if you guys are interested.
So cool.
And one last question about the emails. There was a question about the Google, the Gmail. Is there a way for us to get some Founders Live emails?
Yes, that's something that we do on a one-off basis. And, if you all like, in the past, like, look, we do give out Founders Live emails, just so you know. But if they're not used, I mean, just like, this is a cost to us. Every time we put an email out for a city leader, it actually costs us. I mean, it increases, from we use Google Workspace, and, we enjoy Google for that. But it is at a cost. So, I would just say double think on, if you really want a Founders Live's email address, let me know, and we can get that going for you. But, please respect that, use it, respect the level that, we can't have things negatively come at our email domain because it's being used in XYZ way. So, just understand all that. But yeah, let us know. That's kind of like if requested, just, yeah.
Okay, great, because it's been really helpful for my other organizations like Startup Grind, for me to get sponsors, reach out to sponsors, because it looks more official than just my Gmail account. And I can't use Startup Grind email, which I've done in the past, to get sponsors for Founders Live. So it's not a good idea. So I would rather have like a unique email when I'm focusing on Founders Live, that it's not, commingled other domains.
For sure. Yeah, we appreciate that. And, again, these are things that, just be mindful of it. And, I think it's also, you're a city leader, and, again, we just put this on if requested because it is a cost. We're not going to create 100, emails that aren't used. So, all right. So good questions here. Any last ones? We are coming to the end. If you have questions, yeah, we're about at the end here. I want to give you all the time to move on to your next stuff. So thank you all. And if you're watching here, thank you as a city leader. Your work is, and your efforts and your time and your energy is recognized. We appreciate what you do and how you represent Founders Live, and keep doing the good stuff. The takeaway here is just schedule your year out. Please be consistent. And if you have challenges, problems, communicate, let us know, and we'll figure it out. With that, everyone, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day or your evening or wherever you are in the world, and keep up the good work.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
And have a good holidays as well. Have a great holidays. Be with your family, do the good stuff, and then start the year off great. All right. See you all.